Giving that to the youth. We got Fab on deck. Look, man, I got this man out the house. You see how dark it is?
Yeah.
This nigga might just be a night nigga. I don't know.
Nah, I am a night owl. I am a night nigga. I ain't gonna lie.
He ain't come out in the daytime. That nigga came out at night. Look, man, light it up, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm coming.
And me and Kiss was doing the album, like, man, Kiss like, man, this nigga up all night recording. Like, Kiss be done by, like, Kiss want to go to sleep at 11 o'clock maybe, 10:30, 11. Kiss doze it off. I'm just warming up. Yeah. So he definitely pinned me as the night owl. So I come alive at night.
You know, the good part is that you consistency. A lot of niggas don't be able to have longevity like you did. Like, nigga, you.
I watched the greats though, so I studied the greats. You know what I'm saying? I come from my neighborhood. Produced greats, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
From Big Daddy Kane to Big to Hove. So, you know, you study the greats and watch, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just studying what not to do too.
Well, it worked. Whatever you did, the strategy you used, it worked because you're still here. You know, you're still relevant. And this is a whole nother generation.
It's a fact.
Still fuck with you like it was yours. So you did a hell of a job, and I know the money's still coming. I just want to be in the room when you count some of this shit.
Yeah, man. You know, hustlers gonna stay around some money, like, you know what I mean? That's part of the hustle.
So growing up in Brooklyn, what was life like?
Man, Brooklyn is growing up in Brooklyn teach you how to move in a room full of vultures, so like they say. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in that environment really trying to better themselves, whether it's at somebody else's expense or however they got to do it. You know what I'm saying? They trying to better themselves, trying to better their family. They trying to get out the hood. They trying to figure out what they could do to get some money. Like, you know, everybody is on that. So with that mentality, that's why it breed a lot of hustlers. It breed a lot of athletes. It breeds a lot of rappers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because people is trying to find ways out. And you know, that's where I come from. That's what raised me. Just, you know what I mean, like trying to figure out what's my way out.
Right, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And that was my upbringing. My moms didn't really teach me that. I think I learned it more like getting out and figuring the world my own. My mom just like was trying to just, you know, feed you love and put clothes on your back feet.
Streets ain't gonna give you that. You know that once we step out that building, nigga, it's all ball game is up in the air. We gotta figure it out. And, you know, the love is good, but we come out that nasty building, them nasty gloves might have to come on.
That's a fact.
It's a whole nother situation, but you stay balanced and you was able to dodge. You gotta know how to stick and move and get around, avoid all the bullshit, and you was kind of good with that. So, you know, we run into little situations every now and then. You know, our environment is programmed for us to go to jail and they target us specifically. And what I tell the youth, they try to get us at 15, 14 because they know you don't know. And by the time you do know, nigga, you got 2, 3 felonies already, so you fucked up.
Right.
So that's the system set for us. So, you know, it's our job to teach the youth and make a change.
Yeah,
you know?
if we could keep some kids from sidestepping that even if you've been through it, you know what I'm saying? That's 100%. How you pay it forward is keeping somebody else from having to go through the same hardships you went through.
What was your first rap name?
My first rap name really was my initial, which was J, the first letter of my name, but we all know that being called J something wasn't gonna work.
Look, we got 2 Brooklyn niggas in. You know, we gotta say, Jay, put something to it, nigga, because we gonna be confused.
Yeah.
It could have been a tussle, nigga, because
we could have.
You both niggas is nice, so you know it could get ugly.
But I'd have had to take it because he was already there first. So you know what I mean. And I figured that was a harder fight, trying to fight for the name that somebody else already pioneered. So at the time, I really was just using my hood nickname, which was Sport. But I didn't feel like it was a rap name. I didn't really have a rap name, to be honest. Right. And then Clue heard me saying a rap, Fabulous Vocabulous, and he really thought that I was saying that was my name.
Right.
So he started running around telling people like, yo, I got this kid Fabulous, and I got this kid Fab, and now the name kind of like stuck to me off of him mistakenly. So I just ran with it because it kind of like,
Right.
it just made sense after that. Now people already was calling it, and it kind of brought an interest to like, what's behind this name? You know what I'm saying? It's the same way like, you know, a lot of guys in that era was like coming up with names, and then you got to figure out what the meaning is behind the name. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it really came from. I really was just using my first name, and I ain't had no name, so I just took the name and owned it after that. Now that you got that name, and you go out here like you don't want nothing, you don't want no stains on that name. You shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want nobody saying, Day. You know what I'm saying? This you want when niggas put your name out there, Day a good name. You know what I'm saying? So
you know, you gotta,
that's how I
whatever it
was
is,
taught.
your name gotta be solid. So at a young age, what time did you realize rap would work for you when you was coming up like that young age?
I really didn't think it could work. To be honest, I took a love for rap and hip hop, and I think at that time too, you had to kind of know somebody to get in the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really know nobody that was really in the game, so I ain't really think, you know, that I could get in the game until I met somebody who could pull me in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't as wide open today with the internet where you could just upload your stuff or have social media. You had to be, your name had to be buzzing really in on the streets. Like you wasn't, you couldn't get heard of just, you know, by your YouTube page or something like that. You had to really, like, people had to know who you was word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? So in that era, I just felt like, until I find somebody who really had an in, like, it ain't no way to get in, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just kept fucking with it because I really, like, was passionate about it and loved it and thought I was getting good at it. So I just kept fucking around and figured, you know, hopefully maybe I'll run into somebody who hears something or something, and that's how it happened, you know what I mean? One of my guys ran into a guy who was my manager at the time, and was putting him on, and he was like, yo, I know Clue because I do parties with Clue.
Right.
And one thing led to another. He had a couple conversations with Clue, and Clue like, all right, well, if he's so nice, bring him up here and let me meet him. So I'm thinking I'm going up to Hot 97 just to meet him. Not even know nothing deeper than that, just to meet him. And when I went up there, he like, yo, you want to rap? So I wasn't really thinking I was going to rap, but I ain't going to turn down the opportunity either. I'm like, all right. But he talking about rap on the radio.
Oh, live.
So I'm like, wow. So now I'm really trying to get it together. He like, yo, we gonna go to commercial break and we gonna come back.
Right.
So now I'm hyped. But now Nori is up there. At the time, Nori is scorching. This is when Nori first went solo.
Right.
So all I'm knowing is that I got this opportunity. I'm big on opportunity and relationships. I feel like, you know, opportunity and relationships run hand in hand.
100%.
So what I mean by the opportunity too is that when somebody give you an opportunity, that's one of the most precious things that somebody can give you, is somebody giving you something. Because somebody giving you an opportunity is still on you to make the most of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. And even if it don't happen and you gave 100 to it, you can feel like, I put my all in it. That just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he gave me that opportunity, and he opened the door for me, and I just, you know, jumped in it because I was like, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna get to rap on Hot 97, or even be in front of Clue or any of this. You know what I'm saying? So I just made the most of the opportunity, and it led to him like, yo, nah, you did your thing, kept in contact, and kind of the rest was history from there.
Yeah. That was a good decision because you don't want to see niggas. You can miss your opportunity.
Yep.
By doing one little move. So if you don't remain, you know, it's always good for you to remain hungry, humble, and do what you got to do. But if you get an opportunity, you don't want to never let it pass because it might
make
never
the most
come
of
back.
that shit. That's a fact. You may not never get it again. I had to tell my son, I took him to All-Star weekend when it was here in New York, and we sitting on the floor, and so at halftime the players are shooting around. Steph Curry come over there with a basketball, throw it to my son.
Right.
So I'm hype. I grab my phone like I'm ready to get, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get the video. My son do a little bit of dribble, and then he throw the ball back to Steph. So Steph like, yo, you don't want to take a shot? He like, nah. I'm like, yo, go take a shot. I'm ready to, catch the moment. I'm like, yo, go take a shot.
Right.
He like, nah, I'm cool. Threw the ball back. Steph, I guess, went back down the court. I pull over to the side. I'm like, yo, why you ain't take the shot? What's wrong with you? You bugging. He like, nah, I ain't want to miss. I ain't want to miss in front of everybody.
I can see that.
I said, damn. I said, but I said, you can miss or you can make it. I said, what if you shoot and you make it? I said, only options you got is make it or miss. I said, you can make it or you can miss. If you make it, then you made it. You're gonna take a shot and think that you can make it. Think that way rather than think that you gonna miss.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So we left, we got in the car. He was like, yo, like, Pops, I'm gonna take that shot next time. So I'm like, when the next time you gonna get a shot from Steph Curry? You know what I mean? He like, damn, I don't know. I'm like, see, that's why you gotta take your shot. You know what I'm saying? That's where shoot your shot come from. Like, when you get a shot, you gotta shoot your shot. Like, don't think that you're gonna get another time. Like, my son ain't get another time yet to shoot with Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know what I mean? That's how life is. Like, you get them opportunities, you gotta make the most of them.
A lot of people consider you like one of the best dressers, fly, and you just stay fly. So what motivates you to stay fly?
Man, I get my shit from, like, the streets, really. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
coming up, all of the trends or swags or even the brands. You know what I'm saying? We got it off the streets.
Right.
And what the streets was wearing.
Right.
And then you could take that and, you know, you rock it your way and own it. You know what I'm saying? You own what you do. And that's really where, like, all my shit really come from, is just the influence of the streets. And, you know, I might have a reach to different brands or different clothes, but it really come from my upbringing in the streets.
Swag and you see.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like, that's to me, I feel like you could put the same outfit on two different people, but the swag of the streets is gonna make it look a different way.
100%.
Niggas, the streets, and, like, you gotta give it to niggas add the swag. That's why hip hop, the culture, is kind of the perfect branding tool for everything. Like, you know what I mean? It was a small thing, and now hip hop sell anything. It could be in commercials, it could be fashion, it could be sports, it's really the soundtrack to everything. It's like a culture that you can't, and niggas started that, like the streets and niggas started that. Like, I believe, you know, hats was made to fit this way. I feel like niggas is the first one to take it and turn it to the back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, we gonna take something and own it. You know what I'm saying?
And I can relate to that because we set the tone. You know what? What I realized, because I did a couple of bids, and a lot of the swag come from the jails.
Yeah, that's a fact too.
That's how crazy it is.
That's a fact too.
A lot of swag come from the jails to the street. You see a nigga go in, he get a swag, he come back out, and that's how they be rocking.
I heard Run DMC say they, like, got wearing Adidas with no laces from, like, niggas who used to come home, you know, because in jail niggas couldn't have shoelaces.
They take their laces
so
out.
They would come home and have their shoes and still wear their shoes like that, and they peep that, and then they put that in they swag, you know what I'm saying? Or I even think, like, sagging too. Like, I've heard, like, sagging came from jail. Like, you know, so it's a lot of things. That's why I said it just come from the streets. Like, a lot of things that we doing, you kind of blindly or don't even recognize that you're getting a lot of swag input for the streets. You know what I mean?
It's just natural for us. It comes natural for us, being as though we less fortunate. We wasn't blessed with a lot, so we make whatever
we make it work.
Make it work. Give me them shits.
That's right.
I'm gonna make this work, and it might not look good to you, but I feel like it look good on me.
And we gonna figure a way to make it work, make it look good. You know what I'm saying? We gonna take what we gotta do and make that shit look good. And that's what you gotta love about the streets and even our culture, period. You know what I mean? We came from the mud, so, you know what I mean? And we turned that shit into green grass, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
We turned that shit into a beautiful backyard when it was the mud at first, you know what I'm saying?
So you, what's your favorite sneaker growing up? One of your favorite sneakers that you...
Gotta be Jordans. I think Jordans tapped in because it just, in that era of the 90s, he was just winning, you know what I'm saying? He was, and he was a new...
Yeah, Jordan was one of them.
And he was a new image to the NBA because he was, like, young and a little more flashy than, like, the typical NBA at that time. You know, from the Magic and Bird era, they was a little more old school. And then Jordan came in, you know, had the gold chain, had the high tops, like, you know what I mean? So it then came with that shoe, and once I seen Jordan play, I was like, nah, his shoes just went along with his, you know what I mean? His shoes turned into lifestyle shoes. Basketball shoes wasn't lifestyle shoes before that, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he kind of changed the game. Between him And I think Iverson, the way Iverson changed the face of the game too. You know what I'm saying? Like he came in with the braids and the tattoos.
Yeah.
And that was the next era from the Jordan era. You know what I'm saying?
Right behind them, definitely. Yep. How many pair of sneakers you have? That's what, look, nigga, we know the closet.
Nigga.
You got the basement and the closet and the guest room. Nigga, it's all over the place.
I try to give shoes away now, like, because I'm, you know, it's packed up in there, but I also, you know what I'm saying, that feeling, I started, as I got older, I started feeling like how I used to feel as a kid when you get the new pair of shoes. Like it build your self-esteem a little bit. Like you said, we come from nothing. We come from poverty backgrounds. We come from, you know, struggling and sometimes even sharing shoes. So like something like that, like when I see that I could, you know, I know that feeling that I had, so I could probably provide that feeling for somebody else. You know, I also just know that feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like when even like a kid got a haircut for school, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes like when kids going to school, they may not want to go to school because they ain't got a haircut, they ain't fresh, they ain't, you know what I mean? So that feeling when you get a fresh cut, you can still get that feeling as a man, you know what I'm saying? It's growing up. When you get a fresh cut, you feel like stepping outside because you know you clean, you know what I'm saying? So that feeling, you know what I'm saying? I always want to be able to, when sometimes people may not be able to have that feeling, you know what I'm saying? That's special with people's self-esteem and help people be more confident about themselves, help people put a little pep in their step, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's solid if you are able to do that for somebody and you take advantage of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's some good shit too. So the I know that they usually see you and Kish, y'all niggas is like two of the best, to me, two of the best spitters, word for word. I call y'all the best slick talkers.
Yeah.
See, that's what I call y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And I know both of y'all was wearing the bandana shit. Who started that between y'all?
I got it from my hood. I think I want to say I can't say I seen Kiss. I got it from like everybody in my hood was doing it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this and put it in a video. And I think Kiss did the same. And you know, so I don't really know who did it first, to be honest. I just know that I seen like a lot of kids in my hood doing it, and then I just tried to bring, like I said, I'm inspired by the streets, so I just tried to bring it to the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know. Kiss, like they put me on the same, and Kiss is like my big brother, but my same, like we in the same. You know what I mean? We always get aligned, and I remember sitting in my hood listening to Kiss, like, yo, this nigga is nice. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know where these guys. Before that, I had never really heard of Yonkers on the rap tip before. You know what I'm saying? 100%. It was like they was coming to put they was not just spitting for them. They was spitting for the whole town. You know what I'm saying? And you could feel them. So that's why I always show much love and respect to Kiss because he, you know what I'm saying, he never came at me any kind of way as far as like, you know what I'm saying, he always was like on with me as like my brother, you know what I'm saying?
So how you feel embracing being a grandfather?
Shit, man, I take it as the same way as being a father, you know what I'm saying? It's family to me, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know the difference, the change, like how I'm supposed to feel a different way. You know what I'm saying? I feel the same way about my kids as Taina's kids, as anybody in my family kids. You know what I mean? We all family. So I associate it that way. I ain't never even look at it like you pop or you know what I'm saying? I just look at it like, yo, this is more family.
Right.
We got to take care of the family. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's good. That's
it's like my kid. Like I don't look at it like it's somebody else, like my kid. So, you know what I mean? Like once it's kids in the family, like, you know what I mean? Our future is through the youth. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So you always gotta stand tall and protect them as if they was your own kids.
Yep, that's what you do. And for you, you know, a lot of people, like I said, you know, I didn't get into the details of it, but rap-wise, a lot of people know that you like a slick talker, a punchline nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it I don't know what makes you come up with the quotes and how you come up with your shit, but I'll be listening, I'll be like, damn, that nigga said something I would have never thought of. That's what it gets me, because I think a lot of shit, and I know a lot of rappers, when they hear a nigga, be like, that nigga just said that.
Yeah. That'd be the challenge for me, really. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially after you've been doing it so long, you want, you know, everybody done told their story and everybody saying it. But it's like, how could I say what we going through and one, to make people relate to it, two, to sometimes a line that shock them, three, something to make them laugh, something, you know what I mean? Different feelings, different vibes. So that really be the challenge for me at this point,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You got to beat the last nigga. You got to sit there and
You
nigga,
gotta
man,
outdo
you know that other
yourself.
shit you just said. So let's see, we're gonna need something else to outdo that. So it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, everybody sometimes be in competition with other people. You gotta outdo yourself too. Like, what's the last shit I did? You know what I mean?
And it's gonna be, for you, nigga, it's gonna be hard as hell, because your shit is consistent. Nigga, I don't even know how you gonna outdo this one, but let's see what he come up with.
Yeah, nah, it's a blessing. I think too, you, as we getting older too, you evolve, you learn new shit, you go through shit, you go through things that you might have not even went through when you was young. Or you might be going through the same shit, but now you got a different perspective of it because you a little bit older. So, you know what I mean? Like, everything is, that's why I think now niggas albums, you know, as you growing, you gotta touch. Niggas be wanting you to rap sometimes like the same way you rap last, but you might be going through different shit now. You might be dealing with different things. You might be playing with a different type of money, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever you going through now is what you should be talking, not trying to like talk who you was or like, you know what I'm saying?
But
like,
that
we
shows
all grown.
growth.
Yeah.
The growth, like, you can't rhyme about what you did last year, nigga. When you rap, it's a story of your life, meaning you should be growing. And I told you that last year, nigga. I'm pinned it that.
Right.
Now I'm talking about what we doing right here, about these buildings that we own.
That's a fact.
And you should be able to show growth, and that's what it works with. So, in one of your situations that took place, tell us what happened. I know you had an incident where you got shot or shot at. One of them situations. How did that come about?
That shit was like, I want to say like 06. I don't really know where all the way it came from. I was out, and I think it was just a mixed company of people that was around, and we was in a parking lot, and somebody started throwing shots in the parking lot, and I got like tagged in the leg. I didn't even know I was shot at first, and then So I just went, you know, went to the hospital. It was a crazy night, man, because while we was on the way to the hospital, we got pulled over by the police, and the police searched our car. We trying to tell them, like, you know what I'm saying, we got somebody who trying to rush to the hospital because they shot. They searched our car, found some guns in the car, and you know, locked my boy up, took the car, all that. But I still had to go to the hospital. So like when I get to the hospital and got taken care of, they came in there. I had like a cuff on my bed, like you know what I'm saying. So it was a wild night, but everything ended up getting sorted out. I think it was just, you know what I mean, kind of like if you in that lifestyle, sometimes things might even splash your way that ain't even, you know what I'm saying, because you just in the mix, you know what I mean. So I just chalked it up to that, and it made me, I learned from it though. You know what I mean. I move a lot different than I did at that time. So, you know what I mean.
That come with growth, and you know we usually come in, and we come in with all the niggas we know and the people, and you know you want to support your people, so you're gonna come in with at least 10 to 15 niggas, and we running through, we representing wherever we from, and you know, as you get older, it don't be that no more because it becomes it's a business. It's
a process, and you're going to see who's going to be there through, like you said, as it's turned into business, who's going to be able to stick through and be on that journey while you know what I mean, make the right moves, do the right things, know the positions to play. You know what I'm saying? That's going to come over time. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take, at first you want to bring the block, you want to bring everybody with you. You know what I'm saying? And you giving them that opportunity, but even in that opportunity, people got to find what's their thing, what's their way, what's their position, and you know, and play that position. And that's the only way that you know what I'm saying, people is gonna keep moving as you growing. If everybody ain't growing with you, you're gonna outgrow them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just the way of the world. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the way it's, you know, not everybody gonna be able to move with you. So you're gonna have to keep it moving, and you're gonna outgrow them, like you said. Like I grew a lot of my people, but you know I'm able to still be here and do what I'm doing for the people, because you know it's my growth and theirs is two different things. But I can share what I did learn and come back and have people like yourself come through. And all this is big for people that never really been there, seen it, but they get to touch it and see it, and this is the realest shit.
Right.
Because we really, you know, we really from the street. Like some niggas say they from the street. They talk about all the shit they did in the street. No, nigga, we from the street, because this is why we come back to the street, because we really came up in the street.
Right.
So that's the good part, that you're able to do these things, and this is the good part.
Yeah, you don't have to be in the same position to even relate or understand what's going on. You could, if you come from it, like you said, we come from the streets, so we understand what's going on. We understand what it even takes to be here. We understand, you know, a lot of the shit that's going on in the streets. People who don't get it is because they wasn't raised in that world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once you was already been in that world, it's like you raised in with an understanding of what's going on. So that's why I think that we are able to, you know, touch the people, talk to the people, help the people, share with the people, you know what I'm saying, build with the people, because we come from it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I remember on one of your covers, you had a Ferrari. I think I had the same Ferrari. And you know, how did you like that?
That was Clue Ferrari. Clue and them had just caught that bag, because I had, once I took off, they hit them with that bag. Clue went and brought a Tour de France blue Ferrari.
I had the same one.
It was crazy. So I was like, man, I was like, yo, what you doing? Let me use the car in the shoot, because you know what I mean. Like I'm like, you got the joint to just park up, like, you know what I'm saying. I always been like, if you got something, we gonna show it, we gonna have it, you know what I'm saying, and that's what having your way is about, like, you know what I'm saying, making sure that you have it, not just getting it just to say you got it, you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not like, even on the like shoes side, you know, like it's a lot of people now who like sneakerheads, and they call themselves sneakerheads, and they buy shoes and they put them up, and I'm wearing my shits, like, you know what I'm saying, like I still, you know what I mean, I still want to do what I do and show you that we having our way. So that's what Clue came in, where he had the car. He was kind of like, just, you know, he was even babying it a little bit. You know, somebody who have a car, they only drive it like once a week, and like, I'm like, pull that shit out, Clue, man. And that's how I ended up being in the shoot. Like, he was like, all right, you know what I'm saying. He wasn't mad at it at all. He was just like, you know what I mean. He wasn't putting it on Front Street, and I was like, well, let me put it on Front Street then.
Right.
So,
nigga, let me pull out with it. I'll put it up on the block for you.
Yeah.
So in the youth, they can relate to you, and there's other rappers out there as well, but this generation too can relate to you, and probably even more than they relate to JAYZ like right now.
Yeah, in a way, I think, you know, the relation is there. When you still walk in the lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, where you still touch people and meet people. Not to try to say that Hov is disconnected or anything or like that, but just to say that, you know, people find relation in what's, you know, close to them. There's people who's more tapped in than I am, you know what I'm saying, and it just goes to that relation and that understanding. And people can hear when you talk, you know what I'm saying. They hear what you talk about, or how you speak of what you're doing. So, you know, all of those things in general, I think, is what keep you tapped in with the people. You know what I'm saying. And you know, at Hov level too, he tap in on a different level sometimes. He working to get prison reform and stuff like that. So he tapping in on a higher, you know what I'm saying, sometime on a higher level. So, you know, everybody gotta use their resources with how they could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, you know, sometimes you see people, well, yo, he ain't do this, he ain't do that, but, you know what I mean, he doing this. and you gotta appreciate what somebody is doing.
Different levels.
Yeah, different levels of things. It could be long term that it might not even hit you. It might hit your kids. It might hit your next generation. Like,
right, 100%.
so you know what I mean. As long as we got people in like the culture fighting for things to be right for us, we gotta support that. You know what I'm saying?
100%. It don't gotta be fighting for the same thing. You know, we did the rap thing. Now we gotta figure out other things to do. Open up other doors and see. A rap is just a stepping stone to get in, to open up other doors, to get other things done. Rap
That's a
is
fact.
That's all that is.
It's just a branch on the tree, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And that tree keep growing. The more that you do, the more that you spread, the branches spread. You connect to other people. People connect to you. From you, even down to, you know, I look at when people start record labels. So you might start your record label when you started Ruff Ryders. You might have started it behind one artist, and then it grows into,
There you go.
you know what I'm saying? All right, we got to do here, we got to do here, we got this group, we got that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's growth. Nobody ever starts where they just say, all right, I'm just going to get one artist, and this is what we're going to do forever. Like, nah. You want your anything you do to grow and have branches to it. So, you know what I mean? That's the gem in that. Like, don't everything you look at, if you want some, also look at what it could grow into. You know what I'm saying? And keep that in the plans as well.
I just came back in town, so my brother rolled up on me, and you know he was talking about just to get a point what you were saying. He was like, "Yo, I want you to you know, I got somebody I want you to hear." So I got a good ear for music, so I know, you know, whether it's rap or the streets, I know real shit. So I heard him, and I was like, "That's some good shit right there." And he kind of made me think about music differently.
That's planted the seed. And X is so, you know what I mean, God bless X. He was so, like, whenever somebody heard him, like, it was like hearing something different for the first time. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody could hear X and be like, oh, okay, that was cool. Like, you're gonna be touched by it because it's different. It was just I had never heard any. When I first heard him, I heard him on maybe a Clue tape or
It was a Clue tape. Matter of fact, Clue was the first one that played him. I think you probably heard him on. This is the first one Clue played because I remember when I gave it to him. Niggas Done Started Something.
Niggas Done Started
Something. It was him, Kiss, Mace,
Mm-hmm.
and all them on there. He was last.
Yep. And that's where I first heard X, and I'm just like, yo, who was that? You know what I'm saying? Because it was just so different. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was gritty, but it was strong. It was passionate. It was angry. It was all type of emotions mixed up in one. And that and when later on when I got to know X, then I even seen that that's all in him as a person too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? X had a really big heart. But you also knew not to play with him at the same time, or you know he'd be passionate about something. Like X be passionate about something and like really will stop the world could be blowing up around him, but he want to play with this remote control car. Like I don't care what's going on.
Well, he don't give
you know
a
what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We one night they playing pool and X playing pool. The spot closing down.
Yeah.
X don't care. This shit'll stay open till 5 a.m. if I want to keep playing pool.
Keep playing.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was his vibe. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I know, like, hearing that for the first time, like you even saying hearing him on 2/5, I know it struck you away because that's how X struck people in general. You know what I'm saying? Like how he touched people. So I know he touched you in a way like that too. He made you open up and start thinking really about doing music. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Look, I'm telling you, you know, I was a 100%. All I know was the street and the block, and it wasn't really much that could distract me from that. And that it just took that one time for me to hear him, for me to think, other than what I was doing, to do something productive. I was like, fuck.
Let me ask you that though. Why you say that? When you was at that point where you met him, were you looking for something to put your money into, or you was still just hustling and that just took you that direction?
You know
was
what?
You already?
I don't think I was looking nowhere to put my money into.
Oh, okay.
Because it was just me just standing
Random.
there. It was random. It wasn't me looking for nothing. It walked up on me, and I was just standing over there. My brother was like, boom, listen. I was like, all right, fuck it. You know, I don't really want to hear this shit anyway.
Right.
Fuck it, I'll listen to the nigga. And that changed my life because he changed my life. He changed my outlook, and I did things with him. I probably had him for 15 years, all the way till he passed away. But he just made me see a different outlook on life when it came to other than just being in the street.
Y'all collectively changed a lot of lives, though, because like you said, he changed your life. You changed his life. The music he put out changed a lot of lives within the world. So, you know what I mean? It was God meant for y'all to even connect.
Yeah.
And him to have that, put that feeling in you, and you know, take it to the next level, man. That's them stories right there, man. That's real.
The craziest part was, and I was talking to my man, because you know he had an addiction, and he had a problem, and we probably had him for like, I probably had him, and the average nigga would have never did this because it was just too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably had him about maybe 5 or 6 years, but I still believed in him. I couldn't give a fuck what he was addicted to.
Right.
I just knew he was what he was, and I never gave up on him. I was like, look, we're going to figure this out however long it take, and it just might have took a little longer, but I know once the world get a whiff of you, they're going to fuck with you, and that's all I can know.
And he made his impression on the world for sure, man. God bless, man. Rest in peace. The dog, you know what I'm saying? Dog Man X, Earl Simmons.
We appreciate you for coming and just for the youth, and shoot them some advice that they can share and they can go with for the youth and inspire them.
Man, I always preach to everybody, like we was talking earlier, make the most of your opportunities and cherish the right relationships, you know what I'm saying? Keep the right relationships in you, solid people with integrity, morals, discipline, keep them people around you, and you know, make sure that even in relationships, I'm not saying that you hold on to anything that don't serve you, but you know what I'm saying, when you find good people, you know what I'm saying, you gotta stick to good people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know good people when you're around them. Don't take advantage of good people. You know what I mean? Because especially in the era and times we're in now, it's sometimes hard to find good people to be around you. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Everybody's got motives, or
Yeah.
you know, needs something, or they trying to figure a way, or looking for clout, or whatever it is, money, anything. So when you find true, genuine people, you know what I'm saying, don't take advantage of those relationships and make the most of their opportunities. That's what I always tell, you know, everybody gonna get their shot, you know what I'm saying? So to say, whatever it is that you want to do, you just waiting for your shot. So when you get that shot, just take it, man. Switch that shit.
We definitely appreciate you for coming through. I appreciate you. So, you know, I always looked up to you, and I just consider you one of the nicest rappers I've heard.
Appreciate it, bro.
In my time of listening to music, and I got a good ear, nigga.
Yeah.
I know real shit when I hear it.
You definitely do. Can't nobody question that ear, bro.
Look, that's what it is. So I give you that. One of the I pretty much say you and Kiss is like two of the hottest niggas that I could come across word for word. If I had to put y'all on the nigga, it wouldn't be fair.
That's my brother, man.
Look, so we good. So yo, Jay, tell everybody come so we can take this picture right here. They can just